Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am here to update all the products I want to pan this year. So I made a list end of last year with everything that I want to pan in 2024, and the list is quite long. I ended up picking 50 products that I want to finish this year, so I'm going to go through them today. And I do have everything that I'm working on right next to me, and so I can share with you the progress and if I've been able to finish anything else. And I'm also going to give you some predictions on what products I think I can actually finish before the end of the year, if I can get through all the 50, or realistically where I think I'm going to end up. So I'm going to jump straight into the video and the progress, but before I do so, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. Let's jump into the video. Alright, so I have my list. So if I ever look down, that's because I'm looking at my phone and my notes. And I'm going to go through my list from the top to the bottom. I'm also going to mention everything that I have already finished and everything that I'm not working on at the moment. And I will show you everything that I'm currently working on, or the things that I finished as well in this quarter. So first up, we had the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation, which I finished up in Q2. And then we also had the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation, and I finished that in Q1. So both of the foundations that I wanted to finish this year are done. Next, we do have two concealers that I wanted to finish this year, so let me talk about those two next. Both of them I have been working on in the last quarter. I've actually been working on this one for longer than the quarter, I believe. But let's start with this one. This is the Maybelline Instant Eye Eraser, and I can't remember what shade this one was in because it's rubbed off from the packaging. But as you might be able to see, because it's an airless pump, I have been able to finish up this concealer. It was in my year-long product pan, so I finished that up there. So this is actually an empty for this quarter. Very, very exciting. And then the other one was my Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer, and this one was in the shade Light Beige. This one is not as easy to see because it still has some products on the side, but I don't know if you can see into it, or maybe the windowing and stuff like that. But this one is completely like scraped out. The one comes out completely clear. So this one is also finished. So I was actually able to finish both of these concealers in this quarter, which is very exciting. And it means that all of the concealers that I wanted to pan this year are now out of my collection. Then we have the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer, which I already finished as well. That was finished in Q2. And we have another empty next to that, which is the Becca Under Eye Corrector, which I finished in Q1. So those two are also done. Next up, we're moving on to more base products, and we have some powders next. We're going to start with this one right here, which is my Chanel Natural Finish Pressed Powder, or Powder Universe Compact, in the shade 40 Translucent 3. So this one is actually a powder that I recently rolled in. If you watched my video, I believe it's yesterday, you would have seen that this one rolled into my rolling product pan. So I actually just started working on this one. I am wearing it right now. But yeah, this one is a product that I don't think I'm going to be able to get through because it has a lot of product in it. I talked about this yesterday. So even though it is on the list to finish this year, I don't think I'm going to get to it. But I mean, I'm getting to it because it's in the project, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it. But that's fine. I'm going to try to get as much use out of this one as I can in the next quarter. But this is the first product from the list that I'm not sure I will be able to finish. And then next we'll have another face powder, which I'm also trying to finish. It's actually in the Stila Convertible Color Compact. And if you watch my rolling product pan, you already know what this is. This is the Pat McGrath Labs Under Eye Setting Powder in medium. And I have it repressed in here, as you can see. This one, like I just mentioned, is also in my year-long rolling product pan. And I have obviously gotten quite a lot of use out of this one. It's not quite done yet though, but I am 100% sure this is going to be done in the next quarter. Even if I kind of use this one as a touch-up powder, which is what I'm doing, and I don't get through it fully, I know for a fact that I am going to focus on this one. And if I haven't finished it by December, I'll use it for like my normal setting powder at home, and it will for sure be done. So that is another one that isn't quite done yet, but I know that this one is going to be done in Q4. Lastly, for powders, we have this one right here, which is a loose powder. This one is my Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the shade 20 Light Medium. And I'm very happy to say, again, if you didn't catch my product pan update yesterday, I was actually able to finish this powder completely. So you can see the progress marks right there. And it is completely done now. There is like a tiny bit, like if I get everything down to the corner, you can see there's a tiny bit of product right there. But I have shaken this one. I tried to get it out, but there's like nothing else coming out of it. It is like completely empty. So this one is done. Very, very happy to have another empty for this quarter. And this one was quite a big product to finish too. It has a lot of product in it, but I really did fall in love with this powder. It was really nice to use like for a little bit of coverage on my face. It was too dark to use underneath my eyes, but it was really lovely for the face. So yeah, it was a joy to reach for, but it is now finished, like I said. So this one is moving into my empties. Then next up, we have a couple more empties, which again is exciting. First up is the e.l.f. Hydrating Coconut Mist. It was kind of like a setting spray, and I finished that one up in Q2. So that one is finished. And then we have bronzers next, and the first one out of my bronzers I already have finished as well. That was the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I think that was in the original shade bronzer, but that one I finished up in Q2. So we have another empty. Next up, we have the second bronzer that I want to get through this year, and that one is my L'Oreal Infallible Bronzer, and this one is in the shade, does it say? Yes, it's in the shade 300 Light Medium. This one is a beautiful bronzer, and I'm currently trying to pan this one in my deco panning. And as you're able to see right here, the pan is very, very large now. I have used a lot of this product, but obviously I still have some decent amount of product left. This one is one that I think I should be able to finish, but it's really hard to tell because I feel like I might use this one for like 1 more month, or yeah, maybe 2, I think 1 more month. And then I probably need to repress this one. So I'm going to continue using this one until I need to repress it. And I think once I repress it, it's going to really be able to tell if I can finish it this year or not. Just because I need to see how much product is actually around the sides. But I'm still hopeful that I can finish this one. It is the bronzer that I'm wearing today. I wear it a lot of days. It is like mainly the bronzer that I'm wearing right now, just because it's a better kind of summer bronzer for me. And then I do also have a bronzer in my Pan That face palette, which I'm trying to finish, but that one is more like a winter bronzer, so I'm holding off on that one a little bit. So this one is my main focus at the moment. And speaking of bronzers, let's actually talk about my Pan That face palette next, which is the Hourglass Ambient Edit Ghost palette, which is a beautiful, beautiful palette. Of course, I am trying to finish this one in my Pan That face palette, and this is what it looks like right now. I have already been able to finish one shade, which was the blush right here. This one has massive pan on it. Since the last update, I have been able to expand like the pan there in the corner. I said in the last update I wasn't sure if that counted as pan, but I do think it does now. So that blush is very close to being finished. As you might be able to see in this corner here, there's a little bit of pan showing too. I won't count that as pan fully yet, because it's kind of like just the corner, but that one is very, very close to pan as well. The highlighter is getting thinner, the bronzer is very thin, so I am hopeful that this one can be done this year too. Of course, I have a decent amount of product left in here, but I'm using this one on mostly a daily basis. Today, I am wearing this blush, this setting powder, sorry, this highlighter and the setting powder. I always forget which one is which, but yeah, this highlighter, the setting powder, and this blush. I actually mixed all three, and that's kind of like my blush that I use. I like getting that because it's a glowy blush. I am wearing a different highlighter on top of it though, but yeah, I really like this palette. It's been a joy to reach for this year, so we'll see how long it's going to take me to finish. Again, I'm very, very hopeful that I'll be able to finish this one before the end of the year. And from that, we're going to transition into more highlighters. And first up, we actually have another face palette, which I'm trying to finish. And that is my Sleek Solstice palette, which is grubby, but it's just because I'm using this one like every single day. So this is one that I have been working really hard on to finish. I had one shade finished earlier this year already, and the other 3 shades I've been working on. So this is what the palette looks like right now. So it looks like I only have these 2 finished, but this pan here is actually finished too. That is the original pan that I empty, and these 2 I have been able to finish. This shade right here is a Franken of this one, as well as an eyeshadow from my Pan That palette. So I'm using that one at the moment because this highlight on its own is very kind of icy lavender on me. It's too light and too like lavender, so it's not my favorite on its own, which is why I'm Frankened it. So yeah, I'm working on this one. This is my everyday highlighter, so it's really, really nice to use. Whenever that's done, I'm going to Franken more of this kind of lavender shade with another shade from my Pan That palette, and hopefully finish that up too. So there is still a decent amount of product left in here, but I am hopeful that I'll be able to finish it. We're just going to have to see how long it takes and if I'm actually able to do it. But yeah, we'll see. I think, again, depends on how long this Franken takes to finish, as well as how much of the remaining like lavender shade I can Franken. If there's a lot of it on its own left, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get through it, but I think if I'm able to Franken most of it when I re-Franken it, I think that should be fine. So yeah, I am hopeful, but we'll see. Either way, I've already finished up 2 highlighters from this palette this year, which I think is a success. So we're gonna have to see if I'm able to finish the 3rd one or not. On top of that, I actually have a lot of other highlighters that I'm trying to finish this year too. Next up is this liquid highlighter right here from Pi. This is the Impossible Glow Highlighting Drops. And I have this one in my yellow and perfect pan at the moment. You can see right there the progress lines. It has been laying down, so it looks like it's slightly lower down than it is, but it's right below that last mark. And yeah, we'll see if I'm able to get through this one. I do think I could finish this one if I wanted, but I have actually realized that I like this one a lot in summer on like my collarbones and things like that. So I might not be in a rush to finish it this year. I might actually roll it over to next year. So I think this might be a product that I don't finish this year, but I'm okay with that, and it will for sure be rolled over to next year and finished in 2025. One highlighter which I actually haven't started using yet, and this is probably a highlighter I won't be able to get to, which again is fine because I have been able to finish quite a few. I mean, I've been able to so far finish those 2 powder highlighters in that paste palette, as well as a cream highlighter, which I'm going to talk about in a second. And I'm most likely going to also be able to finish the highlighter in my palette. So that would be what, like 4 highlighters. And if I'm able to finish that last highlighter from the Solstice palette, that will be 5 highlighters this year. So definitely a lot of highlighters finished. So the one that I'm probably not going to be able to get to at all this year is the Kaleidos Space Age highlighter in Ray Rider. Yeah, it's a nice everyday kind of champagne highlighter. But again, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to it this year because I've been focusing on a lot of other highlighters instead. And then that final highlighter, which I mentioned that I have already finished, it's actually one that I finished this quarter. And that is this one right here, which is my Benefit What's Up highlighter. This one was a cream highlighter. It is all the way wound up now, so you can see that it is completely finished. That is just some light product on the side. But yeah, it is completely finished. I even dug into it a little bit. I could probably dig out what is left in there, but this one is very old. It's a very nice product, but it's very old, so I'm not sure if I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do that. It is something that I probably will miss in my collection, but I do have other things, and I just have to accept that you know, I got my money's worth for this one. And I rarely use product that I dig out anyway because it's like harder to reach for, I guess. But yeah, this one is empty, which means another product off the list from this quarter. So that is very exciting. So that is the last of the highlighters, thank goodness, because again, I'm trying to finish a lot of highlighters this year. And we're moving on to blush next. So of course I have those 2 blushes in my Pan Art face palette, which I have finished one. I'm working on the other. But on top of that, I'm also currently working on this one right here, which is the Max Factor Cream Puff Blush in the shade Gorgeous Berries, which is a really, really nice kind of plum shade. It is quite deep, so I can't use too much of it whenever I use it, but the dome is already relatively flat in here, so I am still hopeful I can finish it. I do think it's going to take a lot of work though, and I am prioritizing more to finish the blush in my Pan Art face palette, so that is my main priority right now. And then we'll see how far I get with this one. So yeah, this one is one we'll see about, I guess. But either way, I'm hopefully going to be able to finish 3 blushes anyway this year. 2 from my Pan Art palette, and then one that I'm going to mention next, which I actually can mention right now, because that is something that I panned in quarter 1, and that was actually a sister product to this. It was also one of their cream puff blushes, but that one was in the shade Lovely Pink, which was a very, very kind of baby pink type of color. And again, I finished that in quarter 1, so that one is already done. So far this year, I've already finished 2 blushes, and I'm hoping to finish 2 more. But again, with this one, we're just going to have to see. I did originally also have another blush that I wanted to finish this year, but I decided to declutter it instead. And that was my NARS blush in Deep Throat, and that one was decluttered in quarter 2. So it is out of my collection and out from the list. Then we have an eyeliner, which I also have finished already. That was the Rimmel eyeliner in taupe. I finished that one in quarter 1, so it's another empty from the list. Then we have one of the biggest products that I want to finish this year, and that is my Soft Glam palette from Anastasia. We have moved on to eyeshadows, and this is obviously the main eyeshadow product that I want to finish. This is what it looks like at the moment. Yeah, I do have a lot of progress on it. It looks like there's a lot of product left in here, but this one, and this one is Franken shades, which are very, very thin. So I do think that, you know, again, it looks at first glance very full, but it's not the case. So I have already finished up 3 shades in here, which are those 3 Franken spots. This one right here is that eyeshadow that I talked about being Franken into that highlighter. So whenever the highlight is done, I'm going to count that as empty, so not quite yet. And whenever that Franken is done, the other shade I want to Franken is Fairy, so that one is also going to go into that Franken highlighter. And then with the rest of the palette, we're just going to see how far I can get. I don't think this is going to be one that I finish completely this year. Obviously, I have a lot of product left in here, but that is fine. I'm going to see how far I can get with this one this year. And yeah, hopefully I can at least finish up a few more eyeshadows from this palette. Then we have an eyeshadow which I actually haven't started working on yet, and that is my Stila Glitter and Glow in Sea Siren. This one is like a purple, like a warm purple to blue duochrome kind of shade. It was again one of the glitter glows, but I have to put it into a Super Shock shadow container. But yeah, I haven't started working on that one yet, so we'll see if I get to it this year or not. I probably won't be able to finish it because I haven't started working on it at all. So we'll see with that one. But again, I'm probably going to introduce it at some point into our project, but realistically not to finish. Then we have a couple of eyeshadows which I'm currently working on. The first one is this Stila Magnificent Metals in the shade Metallic Peach, which I have in my deck of panning right now. I actually have it in for usage goal of 50, so, you know, not to finish, but I do have a lot of use on it, as you can see. I'm going to continue working on this one in that project and see how far I can get with it. And then maybe once it's done in that project, I can roll it over to, for example, my rolling pretty pan and hopefully get out. It would be nice to be able to finish this one completely this year, but again, we're just going to see how it goes with everything else that I'm panning. And if I don't finish it this year, I'll definitely try to finish it next year instead. We have one kind of magnetic single shadow, which is this one right here. This one is actually one that I'm very, very close to now. You can hopefully see how thin that is in the pan. This one comes from Glam Shop and it's the shade Turbo Mielka. This is a shadow that I am relatively sure I'll be able to finish. I mean, I know that I will be able to finish it. I probably could have finished it by now if I just focus in on it more and, you know, just prioritize using this one. But I do really like the shadow quite a bit, so I didn't want to rush it. And I know this one is going to be done before the end of the year anyway. I might even be able to finish it in the next month or in the next two, but I'm going to try to hone in on it in the next month, and we'll see how far I get with it in the next month before my update. So in about a month from now, you'll see the update for my rolling product pan, and then you'll also be able to see if I finish it or not. So it is one that you can expect as an empty relatively soon. Probably just gonna have to see how long it takes to finish. Another shadow in a very, very similar situation is this one right here, which is my Amaze Super Shock shadow from Colourpop. This one is another one that I was kind of hoping to finish by this update, but I didn't quite get there. But it is also one that I'm sure going to be done in the next month, even more so than the Glam Shop shadow. But hopefully you can see there how little I have left. I'm actually wearing this one on my nails right now, which is a way that I really like wearing this one. And I might do the same with what is left in here. And I think this might be like one more manicure and then maybe on my eyes a couple times. So that's probably what I'm going to do, and this is definitely one that I'm going to aim to have done in the next month. So an easy empty from the remaining products. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for this one and my next rolling product pan update. The last eyeshadow that I have to talk about, and the last part before lip products, is this one right here, which is another one in my rolling product pan. This is the shade Rosewood from Burberry, which is actually a shade that I use in my brows. I don't have it in my brows today because I forgot to put it in, but I do use this one basically every single time I do my makeup. And this one has a big, big pan right now. So as you'll be able to see, yeah, there's a lot of pan expansion. I use this one almost every single day. I think I'm standing at like 280 uses maybe with this product. I can actually look it up. Let me see how many uses I have with this product. Yes, I'm currently standing, I think, at 274 uses on it this year, which is insane. So I do use this one quite a lot. I do think I might be able to finish this one this year, but again, it's hard to tell. I'm not in a rush to finish it because I do really like it in my brows, but it would be satisfying to finish this one this year. But we're gonna have to see how long it takes. Again, I'm doing what I can with it. I use it every single day. Again, not now though, because I did forget. But normally I use this one every single time I do my makeup. So I'm doing what I can with this one. I'm just going to again see where it stands at the end of the year. So like I said, the last products that we have to talk about are lip products. We're going to start off with a bang because we have another empty product for this quarter. And that is this MAC lipstick right here. This one is the Cream Sheen lipstick in the shade Pink Pearl Pop, which was a really kind of bright whitish based pink. You can see it right there. I love this as a cream blush and on my lips, and this one is finished, so an empty for this quarter. Then we have one more lipstick from MAC, which is this one right here. This one is the shade Relentlessly Red, which is one of their retro matte finishes. I am currently working on this one, but I do have a decent amount left. I mean, it's quite short, but it's a very, very slow moving product. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish this one or not. It might be one that rolls over to next year. I am going to give it my very best though and try to finish it, but yeah, lip products can be very slow, especially these like harder formulas. This one is very, very stiff. And yeah, it doesn't move very much when you use it. So we'll see, but I'm going to try my very best. Then we have a product which I haven't actually started using, and I probably won't start using this one this year. And that is the Pat McGrath lipstick in Psycho Candy. Haven't been able to get to it yet. One lipstick that I recently rolled into my Apocalypse though is this one right here, which is the YSL Rouge Pure Couture lipstick in 17. And this one is a really, really beautiful shade. It looks like this. So there's still a lot of product left in here, but I have actually been using this one quite a lot. We'll see how it continues moving now though when we go into the colder months, because I'm not sure if I'm going to want to reach for these really bright kind of more summery shades. So it might be another one that rolls over to next year, but whatever progress I can get on it this year, I'm going to be very, very happy. The next lipstick though, I am sure that I'll be able to finish this year, and that is my NARS Audacious lipstick in Raquel. This is one that doesn't have very much left in it, as you may be able to see right there. And I do really like this one, especially as a cream blush, which is how I've been using it mostly now. I'm not wearing it today, but a lot of the time I wear this one as a cream blush. And I also like using it as a mixer lipstick. On its own, it's a little bit light for me, so it's not my favorite like on its own on my lips. But as a cream blush, I love it. As a mixer, I love it. So again, I don't think I'm going to have any issues finish this lipstick up before the end of the year. Then we have a couple of products which are already out. We have the Chanel Rouge Allure Velvet in La Raffine, which I finished up in Q2, so that is empty. Then we have my Chanel Rouge Allure lipstick in Exotique, which I didn't finish, but I decluttered in Q2, so another one gone. And then lastly, for my Chanel lipstick, but also for right now for empties, we have my Chanel Rouge Cocoa Shine in Boy, which is another one I got out in Q2, so that one is also exciting. For the next couple of lipsticks that I'm currently using, we have my L'Oreal Fever lipstick, which is one of their main lipsticks. This is how much I have left of it, so it's again quite a full lipstick. I'm going to try my very best to get as much use out of this one as I can, but again, I'm not sure if I'm going to finish it. So this might be one more product that rolls over to next year. Same with this one right here. I won't be able to roll this one up because it is a little bit broken in the tube and I don't want to break it. It's really, I need to be very kind of careful when I roll it up. But this one is my Colourpop lipsticks in Upside Down. You can check out my Product Apocalypse if you want to see where it is, but I still have a lot of product left in here, so I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it. I do, however, think I'm going to start using this one as a cream blush, especially once Raquel is done. So if it goes quickly that way, I might be able to finish it, but I'm still a little bit hesitant about that. So again, if I don't finish it this year, it's going to roll over to next year. Then we have another product that is out on my collection. We had the Soap & Glory 60 Mother Pucker Gloss Stick in Futuristic, which is actually a product I really, really did enjoy. But I only worked on it for about a week or two, and then I lost it. I believe I lost it on my commute to work, which is really, really sad because, again, I did enjoy that lip product quite a bit. But that was out of my collection in Q2. Then we have this product right here, which is my Smashbox lipstick in the shade Tabloid, which is another empty. So this one is completely done. You can see that it's flush with the packaging. And this one I also used up as a cream blush. I really didn't like this one very much on my lips. It was quite a cool color, but it wasn't something that I wore on a daily basis at all. But I did really, really love it as a cream blush. So I'm really happy that I discovered that and I was able to use it up that way. And then we also had this Smashbox Instamatte lip transformer, which I finished up in Q2, so that is another one gone from the list. The next lip product I rolled in actually at the same time as the YSL lipstick I mentioned earlier, and this one is my Tom Ford lipstick in the shade Incorrigible, which is one of their lipstick sheers. And this is how much I have left of this one, so again, it's relatively full. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it fully this year, but I'm going to do my best and see how far I can get with it. It is, however, more of a summery color again though, so I'm not sure I'll be able to get a lot more use out of it, but whatever I can get, I'm going to be happy with. The second Tom Ford lipstick that I have on my list is the shade Violet Fatale, which is actually one that I haven't started using, and I might roll into a project, but I definitely don't think I'm going to be able to finish it this year, but we'll see if I'm able to start working on it or not. Alright, so we have a handful more products to talk about. The next one is my Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in the shade Loyalist, which is a really, really beautiful lip product. I do really like this one. It is more of a mixer lipstick again because it is quite light on its own, but I do really like the tone of this one. It's like a pinky nude. Yeah, it's kind of like almost a bit more beige undertone rather than like a vibrant pink. So I really do like it. And again, I've used it a lot to lighten other lip colors. But I don't think I'm going to be able to get through this one. It is a liquid lipstick, so they take quite a long time to get through, but I'm happy to keep working on it. The next 3 lip products I have already finished. We have my NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in London. That one was done in Q1. And then we have 2 Pat McGrath lip glosses, which again are both finished. We have the shade Dare to Bear, which I finished in Q1. and then the shade Naked Rose, which I finished in Q2. Last for my Pat McGrath lip glosses, we have this shade right here, which I recently rolled into my Product Apocalypse. It was my most recent roll-in, and this is the shade Dreamscape. So this one is sitting right there. I actually haven't used it since I rolled it in, so you can see where it's starting. But yeah, I'm definitely sure I'll be able to finish this one. These lip glosses usually take me around 50 uses to finish up, so not like too long in the grand scheme of things. So even though I'm rolled in quite late in the year, I do think I can get through this one in like 2 months if I focus on it. So definitely think this one is going to be empty, especially because it's one of the products that I have left in my lipstick collection from this list that I'm actually hopeful to finish. So I'll definitely make sure that this one isn't empty. Another kind of lip gloss formula that I will make sure to empty before the end of the year is my Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Hot Chocolate Fantasy. And this one I have already worked on for a little bit in my Product Apocalypse. You can see where it's sitting right now. It's actually right below that line. It's a little bit crooked because I had it in my handbag, but I think it's settling now again. So you might be able to see where it's sitting right now. I don't have too much left in this product, so I'm very, very hopeful that this one can also be done this year. We have one last product which I already finished, which was my Sigma, I think, Renew Lip Oil in the shade Tint. That one I finished in Q2, so that one is also done. And then the very final product on my list is this one right here, which comes from Charlotte Tilbury. This one is one of their, I think it's called Pillow Talk Diamond lip colors, lipsticks. And this one is in the shade Lucky Diamonds, which is a really, really beautiful, like brownish, bronzy kind of shade. These are very shimmery, but I do like it, and I think it's quite flattering, although it is very, very shimmery. And this is how much I have left of it, so it's still quite a decent amount. But this one goes quite quickly because it's such a thin tube, and I think also because it has the glitter in it. It's a little bit chunkier, so I do think it goes quicker because of that. It doesn't feel chunky on the lips, but obviously those take up a lot of space, like in the tube, those particles of glitter. So I think that's why it goes quicker. But yeah, definitely think I'm going to be able to get this one done. Similar to the Pat McGrath lip gloss I mentioned, it is one that I think I can control and try to get out. So I'm really going to try to focus on it. Alright, so those were all of the products that I have on my list. To sum up this quarter, I was able to finish 6 additional products, which I am very happy with. Of course, you know, I would have wanted it to be higher. I always wanted to be higher. I have to be at like 12.5 per quarter in order to be on track. So obviously like kind of half behind. I'm like, yeah, 6.5 products behind. But it's still fine. I am currently standing at a total of 24 finished products. But as you might have been able to see, a lot of the products that I mentioned are very, very close to being done. I think they can be done in the next month even. So I do think this number is going to go up. Looking at what I have left, the Chanel Natural Finish Pressed Powder, I don't think I'm going to be able to finish. However, the Pat McGrath Under Eye Powder, I think I can. So that's one more product. The L'Oreal Infallible Bronzer, I think I'm going to be able to finish. The Sleek Solstice Palette, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to really try to push. So I think maybe that one will be done too. Same with the Hourglass Ambient Ghost Edit Palette. I think that one can be done too. However, the Pie Impossible Glow, I don't think I can be able to finish. And then same with the Ray Rider highlighter from Kaleidos. I don't think I'm going to be able to get to that one either. With the Max Factor Blush in Gorgeous Berries, I really don't know about that one. I'm going to try to push. So maybe I'll say yes for that one. It's going to be hard though, but I'm going to aim for it. So that would be 5 products completely finished from the rest of the products remaining. The Soft Glam Palette, I don't think I'm going to be able to finish. However, the Stila Magnificent Metal and Metallic Peach, I'm going to try to finish at least. Same with the Amaze Super Shock Shadow, the Burberry Rosewood Shadow, as well as the shade Turbo Milka from Glam Shop. I think all of those should be done. Then for the lip products, realistically, I don't think I'm going to be able to finish the MAC Relentlessly Red, not the Pat McGrath Psycho Candy, neither the YSL Rouge Pro Couture, but I do think I'm going to be able to finish Nars Raquel, so that would be 10 more products for sure. Then the last 12 products are the L'Oreal Lipstick in Fever. Don't think I'm going to be able to get to that one. Same with the Colourpop Upside Down. What else do I have left? The lipstick in Cargo from Tom Ford, I don't think I'm going to get to. Same with Violet Fatale. Don't think I'm going to get those either. Same with Maybelline Superstay Ink. Don't think I'm going to be able to get to that one either. However, the last kind of lip glosses I do think I should be able to finish, which is the Pat McGrath lip gloss in Dreamscape, the Fenty Gloss Bomb in Hot Chocolate Fantasy, and then lastly the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Lucky Diamonds. So that would be 13 more products if I counted correctly, which means that I should be able to finish up on 37 products finished, which, you know, isn't ideal, but I think that's still pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Of course, like, putting 50 products in to finish in a year is, you know, quite maybe unrealistic, especially in certain categories with like highlighters and blushes and lip products. I knew there were going to be a lot of products on there, but, you know, we'll see how far I can get and if I can able to finish those. I think if I can get to 35, that would be like really great. And I should hopefully be able to do that. But let me know how many products you think I can finish off this list before the finale in 3 months' time. I'm excited to hear from you and, yeah, what you think. Other than that, I hope you guys are having an absolutely amazing day wherever you are, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye, guys.